Let us study chemistry together with CBSE Chemistry tips and tricks.
Dinitrogen and dihydrogen react with each other to produce ammonia according to the following chemical equation. See, the chemical equation is what? N2 plus 3H2 gives 2NH3. And what is the first question? First question is calculate the mass of ammonia produced if 2 into 10 raised to 3 gram, which means 2000 gram dinitrogen react with 1000 gram of dihydrogen. Okay. Before start answering, I will give you a very important hint. See here what you have to find: mass of ammonia, which means mass of product. And what they have given, see, they have given the mass of both reactant. Mass of nitrogen is 2000 gram and mass of hydrogen is 1000 gram. So this is the key point. If they give the mass of both reactant and the question is to find the mass of product, then you have to find the limiting reagent. Then only you can find the mass of product. Hope all of you understand. So what is our task? Our first task is to find limiting reagent. So for that purpose, write the chemical equation. N2 plus 3H2 gives 2NH3, right? Now write the mass from the stoichiometry of the equation. See, for N2 we know what is the mass. 2 into atomic mass of nitrogen, that is 14. 2 into 14, that is 28. Now for hydrogen, what is the mass? 2. And how many hydrogen is there? 3 hydrogen, right? So 3 into 2, 6. See, these two values are from the standard balanced chemical equation. Now check the question. Which are the values they give? 2000 gram and 1000 gram. Correct? So 2000 gram of nitrogen. For hydrogen, they give 1000, but no need to mention it. You just put X. We are going to find how much hydrogen is required for reacting with 2000 gram of nitrogen. You can cross multiply and find the answer. So what is that? 28X will be equal to 2000 into 6. So X will be equal to 2000 into 6 by 28. On calculating, you will get X as 428.5. So what is X actually? X is what? X. We can define X, okay? The amount of what? The amount of hydrogen required to react with 2000 gram of N2. What is that value? 428.5, right? So 428.5 gram of hydrogen is required to react completely with what? 2000 gram of dinitrogen. Okay, so this is the requirement. But how much we have? We have 1000 gram of hydrogen, right? See, we just need 428.5 gram of hydrogen to react with 2000 gram of nitrogen. But as per the question, we have 1000 gram of hydrogen, which means hydrogen is excess. The requirement is just 428.5 and we have 1000 gram of hydrogen. You understand? So hydrogen is excess. So what is the limiting reagent? Of course, it is nitrogen. So we identify the limiting reagent. Now what is our task? Our task is to find the amount of ammonia produced. For that purpose, rewrite the chemical equation again. N2 plus 3H2 gives 2NH3. Now remember, you have to find the amount of ammonia product by using the limiting reagent. See, from the stoichiometry, what is the mass of nitrogen? We already find it, right? That is 28. And what about the mass of 2 molecules of ammonia? See, nitrogen is 14 plus hydrogen is what? 1 into 3, correct? So total 17. Then how many ammonia is there? 2, right? So 2 into 17 is 34. Correct, right? So 28 gram of nitrogen is giving 34 gram of ammonia. Now, how much nitrogen we have? We have 2000 gram of nitrogen. And how much ammonia it will give? We have to calculate it. So 28x cross multiply. Okay, 28x is equal to 2000 into 34. So what is x? 2000 into 34 by 28. You can calculate it. You will be getting like 2428.5 gram. So what is x? Amount of ammonia produced or mass of ammonia produced. Okay, right? Amount of ammonia is what? 2428.5 gram. Hope all of you understand. So we got the answer for the first question. So remember one important thing. If they give the mass of both reactant and the question is to find the mass of product, first you find the limiting reagent. And by using the limiting reagent, you can find the product. Okay. What is the second question? Will any of the two reactant remain unreacted? Of course, hydrogen is there, right? See, when we did the first question, we already identified the limiting reagent. Who was that? Nitrogen. What is the meaning of that? Nitrogen reacted completely during the reaction. And some amount of hydrogen is still remain unreacted. That is why it is excessive reagent, right? Okay, so will any of the two reactant remain unreacted? Of course, yes, hydrogen. Okay, now if yes, which one? It is hydrogen. And what would be its mass? Okay, so we have to find how much hydrogen is remaining. Okay, so amount of H2 remaining. Correct. See, for the reaction, how much hydrogen we took initially? It is 1000. Correct. Now, we already found, right? We already found how much hydrogen undergo reaction with 2000 gram of nitrogen. How much hydrogen? It is 428.5. Correct. 428.5. See, initially 1000 gram of hydrogen is there. For reacting with the 2000 gram of nitrogen, how many hydrogen is used? 428.5. So how much hydrogen remain unreacted? Of course, 1000 minus 428.5. Answer is 571.5. Hope all of you understand.